This guy is on a track to being one of the best fighters, if not the best fighter who's ever lived. Like literally pound for pound all time.
But just with the skill set alone, Terence Crawford is a master.
Forget about the 3 weight classes. I think he could beat Canelo.
I think he can too.
He's the best switch hitter in boxing since Marvin Hagler.
Shit's going beautiful right hand.
He will make Canelo look like a child.
Fight fans, welcome back.
His reputation is well cemented, and a punch by Canelo could not only be dangerous for him to lose the fight, but it could be dangerous for his life.
Talks that initially sounded like hyperbole and hypotheticals on the back of a career-defining welterweight beatdown.
You know, I like Spence and all the respect for him and everything, but I knew.
Are now deadly serious.
I don't know if it's God talking to me or what, but that's a fight that, yeah, I'm gonna try to pursue that.
And where the Icarus effect might now see Terence Crawford flying a little too close to the sun, the temptation for greatness is able.
If Terence Crawford pulled that off, where would that put him all time?
I think he stands alone by himself.
I love that mentality. I do. I love it. That's what makes all-time greats.
Yeah.
You have to have that mountain to climb.
So with fan pressure mounting and Saudi interest burgeoning,
I am working in Canelo and Crawford camp. We are thinking to do it in America, and I want this fight.
the green light from the Mexican shot caller shows that a future showdown between these two pound-for-pound greats might not be so far-fetched after all.
I promise you he'll fight anyway. He has no problem fighting Crawford.
Welcome to a Motivedia presentation.
Father Time might catch him, but I don't know if a weight class can catch him.
His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, we know what he has planned for the rest of the year, but what he has planned in December has everyone talking. That's right, Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Bud Crawford, 2 pound-for-pound kings.
A home-brewed Saudi remedy has given the sport of boxing a welcome shot in the arm. Unexpected partnerships, stacked cards, and narrowing divisions as the best finally start to fight the best.
The politics of the sport have always kept these fights from happening. You know, different broadcasters, pay-per-view splits. Now, with the involvement of Saudi Arabia, as a fight fan, I think it's great for the sport because we are now getting the fights we've longed to see.
However, when whispers first began regarding another Pacquiao-esque 3-division leap of faith, the rumors weren't so well received.
Yes, I don't like it. I really don't.
It ain't gonna be easy, man, like you think it is. It ain't gonna be easy. I don't like that fight.
Not the fight that I would, recommend for him, personally speaking. I don't like it from that standpoint.
I hate it. I don't like it one bit.
I don't like that fight for Crawford. I like him at 54, maybe touching ground at 60, maybe. But 168.
That's a mega fight, though, Canelo. That's kind of like the last big mega fight out there, right?
Over the past few years, 2 things have become clear. First, that a couple of extra zeros on the paycheck can quickly turn a lose-lose scenario into a win-win.
He has nothing to gain. He beats him. He's supposed to beat him. I'm 3 weight classes above this guy. He's never fought in this weight class. He beats me. This is Canelo speaking. Then I look like a fool.
Second, if the fans demand a mega fight, it often happens. However, if Turki Al-Sheikh pursues it, it very rarely passes us by.
What the Saudis are doing is revolutionary, and to have the best fighting the best, and the fighters getting just dream-like purses.
If the money is right, I can fight right now. I don't give a
So it's only a matter of money?
Yeah. Everybody is asking for everything, right? When I fought with Lara, Joe, Miguel Angel Cotto, Mayweather, Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders, everybody, they say I'm not gonna fight them, and I fought all of them. So, right now, I can ask whatever I want, and I can do whatever I want.
Right now, Canelo is in his Money Mayweather era, trying to make smart moves at the right times, old manning the young guns.
At this stage in Canelo Alvarez's career, stylistically, I'm not sure he wants to fight a mover that he's going to be chasing around the ring, and I think that was the case when he boxed Charlo. I don't think he enjoyed that fight.
It's almost like Charlo doesn't let his hands go, because he's afraid of the counter punching.
I think he enjoyed the Munguia fight because it was a young, big super middleweight coming to win.
Munguia stays in the pocket!
I think he'd have the same kind of enjoyment out of an Edgar Berlanga fight.
Mike Tyson style, dig him down, back away.
But money talks.
And whilst Eubank now leapfrogs Berlanga to become the most likely next step, it's the pressure from both a great big man and an even greater small man that now has the face of boxing backed into the proverbial corner.
Okay, but Canelo, you're getting caught between a rock and a hard place here. It's like the Benavidez fight only gives me 25 more pounds. I'm too big for the other guy. Well, so you're too little for one guy, you're too big for the other guy. Well, you gotta pick one.
Whilst Canelo's noise-canceling headphones continue to drown out the fans' calls for blood,
Benavidez. I don't even think it's necessarily about the money. You can avoid David Benavidez, and for Canelo, that means everything.
David Benavidez does not deserve to be ignored.
the 175-pound elephant in the room keeps stomping onwards.
Because you guys don't want to ask him who he wants to fight. You want to ask him? ¿A quién le quiere pegar?
It's like Canelo. David a different type of animal, but it's a fight I would love to see.
Fighting Terence is a lose-lose. I get it. Yeah. But I think he knows that a night against David Benavidez really is a nightmare.
Protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands. Touch him up.
Proving himself up at his new weight class against a solid operator.
Shots there from Bostic, but he lands a nice short.
Benavidez made relatively light work of Bostic, but failed to live up to his pre-fight promises.
I'm definitely going to stop him.
And where the critics pose power queries and highlight the slight technical flaws, better believe the Reynoso masterminds are watching, listening, and learning.
I get excited when I talk about Canelo like I used to get excited about Pacquiao.
Really?
You know, I used to get so excited, like, man, I'm going to be able to fight Pacquiao.
Reports of Pacquiao ready to return to take on the guy who's #1 on ESPN's pound-for-pound list, Terence Bud Crawford.
You know, because...
Is that the one you think got away?
Yeah, it definitely did. It definitely did.
If picking holes and spying weaknesses is the objective, then analyzing Terence Crawford is a thankless task.
There's nobody that hit like Bud. Talk about all them boys he been there with. They don't hit like Bud. They ain't got that power like Bud. They ain't got the skills like Bud.
Arguably pugilist of this generation, the Nebraskan switch hitter combines speed, guile, aggression, and IQ alongside a relentless appetite to prove people wrong.
There was a lot of people doubting me and saying the same thing that he was saying. Mm-hmm. And then you see him fight, you know, then you're like, all right, well, this dude is big and strong. And so you start believing the hype.
I can see Spence winning because he's bigger, stronger.
He'll break down Crawford.
His size and his jab very well.
Spence is the bigger guy. I think he's a bit stronger than Crawford.
Errol Spence is bigger and stronger.
When the fight happened, then everybody, they shocked, they surprised, they like, man, wow.
Crawford's having a look. The right hand. When he first got hit with that jab, his eyes opened up.
There's a jab from Crawford that lands.
Like, damn, he was like shocked. Like, oh, this could hit.
I can't believe what I just watched, guys. Did I just watch Terence Crawford dominate like that?
Bud made him look extremely slow.
But where his power has traveled nicely from lightweight to super welter, this next obstacle is another question entirely.
Now, here's a situation where you gotta say, there's weight classes for a reason.
There's weight classes for a reason.
There's a reason why there's weight classes.
Boxing weight divisions are made there for they make them for a purpose.
There are weight classes for a reason, a wise man once said.
True.
A 3-weight, 20-pound jump that brings back memories of Manny stepping up against Margarito nearly 15 years ago.
Margarito looking significantly bigger than Pacquiao.
Yes, isn't he? That was exactly the first thought I had.
Look at this.
Manny puts a whooping on this guy, then he looks right at the ref and says, what do you want me to do? Stop this fight.
And represents a similar mountain to one that Naoya Inoue must eventually climb if he's to secure that Gervonta Davis mega fight.
Is that too much of a dream to see you and Naoya Inoue one day? I know the weight disparity is quite a lot.
I mean, yeah, if I can get down to 130 and he can move up a little bit, yeah, that would be cool. But I don't really see myself really like fighting him. That would be a reach.
Good hook, and down he goes!
A temporary Madrimov roadblock brings its own challenges, but after frying all the fish at 147 and making the most anticipated fight of our generation look like an easy night's work, only the unthinkable is left for Crawford, and we're gonna need a bigger boat.
Terence Bud Crawford, your name is now in the history books, a name that'll never be forgotten.
Well, you said this last night. You said that Bud could beat Canelo.
I stand on that. I mean, I'm just speaking off of what I see with Bud.
Listening to Shakur Stevenson, right, and him saying that he thought he was great. He thought he was the nicest until he fought you, and then after he said he sparred with you, he was like, damn, there's a lot that I need to work on.
Bud always been sparring bigger guys. I remember one time he sparred Brian Jennings. Yeah, he sure did.
I done seen Bud hurt heavyweights. Like, I done seen him hit heavyweights and on stinky leg.
I'm telling you, he sparred me, man. He do not play.
Terence Crawford is knocking out heavyweight sparring partners.
It's just that simple, I'm telling you. He can get in there with anybody.
What's that punching power like? Good for 147?
Great.
You would think he'd fight 180. The man can punch, for sure. He's strong as hell.
So, I just don't agree with the logic where they say Bud can't hurt Canelo or he don't got enough to keep Canelo off of him.
You can be more athletic than me. You can be faster than me. You can be stronger than me. You can be more powerful, but I'm gonna find a way to get the advantage over you.
Crawford, if you listen to interviews with the likes of Richard Torres, who is a heavyweight, mind you, saying that when Crawford and him wrestled, because Crawford likes to do wrestling, he couldn't believe the strength of Crawford. When he got him in a headlock and he locked in his grip, it was like, no, I can't break this.
Terence Crawford dropped me with the headlock or something like that, man. Terence Crawford and I wrestled. He kicked my butt.
Terence got you too. I've seen him do this to men even bigger than you. Pick him up over his head. That's insane.
Bud is strong, and I think he could beat Canelo Alvarez. I stand on that. I think that's just my opinion.
What do you think about that fight in terms of you fighting Canelo? Did you see opportunities for yourself?
Oh, definitely.
What kind?
A lot.
He can be beat. He's been beat before, so Bud got the tools to beat him.
Despite some fascinating training camp insights, we know now more than ever that sparring isn't fighting.
What'd you think of the punching power?
Cool. He got some power. He could crack.
The only man to face both under the bright lights was Amir Khan. The opportunities would come 3 years apart.
They have to let the bigger guy know that they're
Chin once again.
Make sure you don't stop your feet, okay? I told you will not be able to deal with your speed.
And despite Canelo quite literally knocking the snot out of him,
That's the shot. See that third shot? Oh!
Khan credits the American as the more difficult opponent.
Remember, with the speed I had, bang, 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 I'm throwing them combinations in, and he was making me miss by inches. Scores a knockdown! And I thought to myself, wow, this guy, he's so precise, and his timing was on point.
Don't be confused by the accidental low blow, because the bottom line is the trainer said, I've seen enough.
Looking at the pair side by side, at least on paper, the dimensions are probably much closer than you'd expect. Height-wise, the two are almost identical, with Crawford befitting from a crucial few inches of reach.
Crawford's a skillful fighter. He's not dumb. He's not coming in there trying to go toe-to-toe with no goddamn Canelo.
2 right uppercuts by Canelo.
Bud has similar dimensions and a similar boxer-puncher style to that of Erislandy Lara, a man who managed to push a young Canelo to the wire back in 2014.
It will be partisan for you, but he's doing some good work. Beautiful combination. He's got to do that catch and shoot. Steve Foreign has Lara up by 3, so according to him, Canelo does need the dramatic knockout.
The 3-year age gap will play little relevance, nullified by Canelo's 65-fight slate and mileage on the clock. If anything, you'd expect Bud to be the livelier and fresher of the two when they eventually lock horns.
The pace of the fight right now wouldn't be what it was if it was 10 years ago.
Again, he tells him to bring it. And Canelo.
I'm not saying they tired and they ready to get the out, but it's like, I gotta outsmart you. It ain't just going in here and just
throwing punches like an amateur type pace.
And I have no doubt, pure boxing skill against pure boxing skill, Crawford could outduel anybody.
Everybody thinks that they can go in there and do something until they're actually in there trying to do something.
My question is once you're not concerned about his power, what then?
Triple G cracked Canelo. Canelo just took it and shook his head no.
Canelo's size, stocky physique, and the power transfer will be the deciding factors. Can Crawford's smaller frame take the shots, and will he have enough sting of his own?
Thundering in! Look at Crawford! And I think that once Canelo touches Crawford, I think that whole game plan gonna go out the window.
He'll need to find comfort on the outside and mid-range, and then hold his own on the inside. All this minus the luxury of being able to take one to give one, as we've seen many a time.
If you say certain things to him, or if you get him into a certain emotional state, he'll exchange with you. And I don't think he can exchange with the Canelo.
Mean Machine and Gamboa both wobbled Bud, and Porter made him work all the way.
When he lands,
still no blueprint.
He has good skills, very good skills. Maybe he could show us something.
And he realized that there's levels to the game, and this dude has an intensity that's different than most.
Against Canelo, however, despite him having faced plenty of smooth operators and elite movers, the outline is there. It's one that involves distance management, smart work, and laser focus, and the Nebraskan thinks he can execute.
If it was Canelo or 5 years ago, I wouldn't want to see it. Canelo was too sharp. It's like he had too much. Canelo's at a tail end of his career.
Crawford has the better skill set, and if he can replicate Floyd's 2013 success, but against a veteran Canelo, he puts his name among the best to ever do it.
He's big on his legacy. You know, he want to be considered the best boxer to ever lace up a pair of gloves.
This guy is on a track to being one of the best fighters, if not the best fighter who's ever lived.
We're talking about top 5 all time at minimum. And I don't think too many fighters, modern day, any day, fit into any era. He would fit into any era.
Nudged together by a Middle Eastern maestro, it's a seismic collision between two pound-for-pound rock stars. And whilst money might talk, it's skills that can provoke dead silence. Okay,